Hello there, I'm Lillian Chidi, welcoming you to another resounding edition of your only agriculture program on TV, the Agricbusiness Template. This is where we discuss nothing but agriculture. In this edition, which promises to be very interesting, our focus is on rice production. Statistics show that Nigeria currently consumes about 7.9 million metric tons of rice annually, as against production of 5.8 million metric tons to make up for the shortfall on production. Nigeria spends over 356 million naira annually in importation. What can be done to increase local rice production? These and many more are some of the issues we shall be looking at in this episode. But first, news update segment.
The effort to ensure that Nigeria exports good quality yam to other countries has been given a boost, with 4 companies beginning the production of improved yam seedlings. Chairman Technical Committee on Nigeria Yam Export Program, Professor Simon Wenge, said this in an interview in Abuja. He said the production of the yam seedlings was being supported by the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture. The Technical Committee Chairman said a memorandum of understanding has been signed between the body and the 4 companies to sell the yam seedlings to farmers at a rate of 400 naira per kilogram. Wheat production in Nigeria has increased from less than 200 metric tons to about 1 million metric tons. A report indicates that wheat farmers and other stakeholders are making efforts to increase production to 2 million tons per year. The current effort is set to save about 129.4 billion naira on wheat importation. This is in line with the federal government's agricultural promotion policy, which aims to reduce wheat importation by 50% this year. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced the commencement of the Non-Oil Export Stimulation Facility. The policy was introduced by the CBN to diversify the revenue base of the economy and expedite the growth of the non-oil export sector. CBN Director, Financial Policy and Regulation Department, told the participating financial institutions that the implementation of the facility is on course. According to a report, the CBN last year says transactions that shall qualify for funding under the NESF will include export of goods processed or manufactured in Nigeria. Research has shown that wild tomato species from the Galapagos Islands have been found to be resistant to a wide range of pest insects. The species closely related to the cultivated tomatoes makes the resilience easier to interbreed into the wild types. According to the scientific findings, cultivated tomatoes are far more vulnerable to pests and diseases than some of their wild relatives.
Welcome back. The program is Agricbusiness Template. Our man, Emmanuel Udo, is now on standby with the story of the week on rice production.
Rice has virtually become a common staple food the world over. Thus, if a ceremony takes place in Nigeria, for instance, without rice in the menu, eyebrows are likely to be raised. Be that as it may, production of the staple food item involves so many processes.
This is our demonstration plot of rice. Likewise, we want every farmer to come and copy, because they used to plant their rice barely land like this one without border check, so that they can have a control of water and whether they apply fertilizer or something. So that is the advantage of this border check you have seen over here.
Rice, a well-known cereal, and its popular seed is extensively cultivated in warm climates, and the grain forms a large portion of the food of inhabitants of the world. Rice is mainly grown in moisture areas of Eastern Africa, that is, the Nile Valley or Madagascar. However, Nigeria, with her arable land and fair weather, is suitable for the cultivation of the cereal.
There is a particular type of rice, small grain, it is called 144. That kind of rice is grain for sun dried. If we had it there, I would have shown it to you, but this one is long grain. So that kind of rice, specifically is for sun dried. You can take the whole day outside. But some of this long grain, they don't need too much sun intensity.
The present government is determined to take advantage of the situation and bring to an end the problem of importation of the product with a heavy toll on our foreign exchange. The chairman of the Federal Government Task Force on Rice and Governor of Kebbi State at a forum in Abuja noted that Nigeria within the last 3 years has doubled her rice production level. However, observed that the problem is with some Nigerians who have continued to smuggle imported rice into the country because it is cheaper. A big-time farmer and senator of the Federal Republic, Senator Seidu Damsakdao, agrees that Nigeria has the wherewithal to produce enough rice to feed her people and export.
In fact, Nigerian farmer can produce more than enough of what Nigeria requires for its consumption, and in fact become an exporter of rice to other parts of the world. In fact, within the next 5 years, if only the Nigerian government is serious.
He urged the various government agencies involved in assisting smallholder farmers and the mechanized ones to double effort in providing finance for agricultural ventures. Major rice-producing states like Niger, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kaduna, Benue, Ebonyi, and even Akwa Ibom are looking forward to the release of loans to farmers.
If you just joined us, the program is Agricbusiness Template, where we talk all about agriculture. Let's now take a short break. We will be back in a jiffy for the discussion segment with Ruben Okala. Please don't go away.
Are you in agribusiness? Is your farm performing below expectation? Are you experiencing difficulties with your farm? Does your agribusiness idea need finance? Zisak Farms Consult is a solution. Visit our office at Suite 8 Sheraton Hotel, Abuja. For more inquiries, you can call 070-6280-0576 or 080-6543-2360. You can also send us an email, zisakfarms@gmail.com. Zisak Farms Limited, bridging the gap in agribusiness.
To say Nigeria is endowed or blessed with arable lands is an understatement. From the north to the south, east to the west, fertile lands for agricultural purposes abound. Yet, the country is full of subsistence farmers, with the people producing and consuming rather than producing for export. Why is this so? What are the farmers and other players of the agri sector not doing right? Can Nigeria return to the yesteryears where agriculture was the sole foreign income earner? For answers, please join me, Ruben Okala, and my crew every Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning on NTA International on DSTV channel 251 and GoTV channel 91. The program, Agribusiness Template, as we x-ray agribusiness in its entirety.
For sponsorship and advert placement, feedbacks and inquiries, you can contact us through the following: email agricbusinesstelevision@gmail.org, website www.agricbusinesstv.org. On Play Store, it's ABTV. Facebook, Agribusiness Television. Our phone numbers are 0802-344-7703 or 0809-122-6917.
Think agric, think business.
The program is still Agricbusiness Template, with today's focus on rice production. Let's now join our anchor Ruben Okala for the discussion segment.
As we say on this program, think agric, think business. This is because agric is everything. Agriculture is not just to produce and consume, but to produce and make business out of it. It is possible. Welcome to the discussion segment. I am Ruben Okala. The focus of our discourse today is on rice production And to help me do justice to that is our in-house analyst, who is a business expert, Dr. Olashinde Agricbusiness. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Gilbert.
All right. Yeah, before we enter the discussion proper, can you give us a general overview of rice production or rice farming in Nigeria?
Yes, as we all know, rice is a staple food in Nigeria and indeed in the world at large. As a matter of fact, rice is the most consumed food in the whole world. Rice is the second crop that is planted in the whole world after maize. The importance of rice to all of us can never be overemphasized. Virtually every family have one thing or the other to do with rice. And to look at where Nigeria was before now, as of 2015, Nigeria was spending 365 billion naira yearly for importation of rice.
365 billion naira every year. That is 1 billion every day. Yes. All right, exactly. Go ahead.
Now, this was too much on the government and it is not sustainable. So the government, in our wisdom, decided that, look, we cannot continue with this. And what has this administration done? They have decided to pump money through the Agricbusiness program of the CBN to help to link smallholder farmer with processor. Now, in just 2 years, Nigeria has been able to reduce its import bill by over 95% in 2 years. As of December 2017, we have reduced more than 95% of our import bill on rice. So we've made a giant stride in this regard. Okay. That is where we are now.
All right. We have, of course, several crops in Nigeria, all right? And rice, of course, is one of them, just as you say. How lucrative is rice production? Can we make business out of rice production?
Indeed, rice production is very lucrative. You need to know that rice has given more money to our farmers than any other cash crop in Nigeria as of now.
Rice?
Yes.
Okay.
Giving more money than any other cash crop in Nigeria. We have over 10 million farmers producing rice. The smallholders one and the big one.
How many million?
10 million.
10 million rice farmers in Nigeria.
In Nigeria alone.
Okay.
Now, you also need to know that Nigeria is the largest producer of rice in West Africa.
Yes.
Nigeria is also the largest producer of rice in Africa.
In Africa.
2 years ago, it wasn't like that. Egypt was ahead of
us. Increasing by the day.
Egypt was ahead of us in rice production.
And Madagascar too.
But as of today, Nigeria has taken the giant step in actualizing its self-sustainability in terms of rice consumption.
Okay. Now, one serious problem that we have noticed is the fact that most Nigerians, just like any other endeavor, any other product, even our wares, our cars, our whatever products, Nigerians naturally prefer foreign products. So also is rice. Everybody want to eat foreign rice, disregarding ours, and this is telling on our economy. Yeah. Is it not so?
It is. Well, as a people, Nigerians are they quite have a very high taste, and that's not only with food, with clothing, with the type of cars we drive, type of computer we use, type of phone we use. But you say, I need to say something also here, that most rice you see people consume and actually no longer the foreign rice, it's locally made rice. Just that people tend to believe our local rice should have stone, should be dirty. Those rice, the local rice being produced now are not that way. You see them in fancy food bag. Oftentimes, most of these rice are locally produced rice. Just that people do not really know that they are consuming local rice. And a lot of people, because they are health conscious now,
because of the packaging.
Yes, the packaging has improved a lot. Okay. So there are people that...
But made in Nigeria is still written on them.
Yes, I think made in Nigeria should be boldly written on them, because some of these packages still carry foreign package, but it's local rice that is inside of it. So I think the government also needs to look that, so that we don't have our statistic more up. Yeah.
Now, is it possible that one day and soon Nigeria will stop importing rice and will start exporting rice?
It is not only possible at this point, it is apparent. Okay. Look, Nigeria, our yearly consumption, annual consumption of rice is put at about 7 million metric tons. Nigeria is producing very close to that margin now. Okay. Yeah. Now, the global rice production, China is leading the whole total rice production annually is about 480 million metric tons. China is leading the pack with about 206 million metric tons they are producing, okay, followed by India, followed by Vietnam and Thailand. Last year December, Thailand exported 11.5 million metric tons of rice to the outside world. Okay. That was a whopping $5.1 billion US. Wow. Now, Nigeria can do the same thing. Now, it's interesting to know that our local consumption and what Thailand requires in their local consumption is almost at par. Thailand produces 20 million metric tons. Out of that, we are able to export 11.5. Nigeria can do the same thing. And you see, we have one distinct advantage over Thailand, you should know. I give you a statistic of the rice producer in the whole world. You will notice all of them are from the Asia country. Now, for Nigeria, it's not like that. If Nigeria can produce, our neighboring countries like Ghana, like Cotonou, they are going to buy this rice from us.
Because we have natural market already.
Yes,
our neighbors.
These people are not producing. So if we can produce, they will naturally buy from us. Okay. Because ours will be cheaper than what they can.
That's right. Now, you called Thailand as you were speaking. About a year ago, I was traveling to Thailand, and at the airport, I called a friend of mine that I was traveling to Thailand, and he didn't ask me to buy him a chocolate or whatever. The only thing he told me is that come with Thai rice. Yes. So what is special about Thai rice that we cannot reach that level?
Yes, you see, it's not just one thing. It's a whole lot of things when you put together. Like rice is like any other business. You have to get everything right from the beginning. It starts from the type of rice you plant. You don't just plant any rice. There are different types of rice, and for each ecological zone, there is a particular rice that grows. Now, I advise people, if you want to start rice in Nigeria, there is a National Agricultural Seed Council. They can give you the best seed for the particular area in which you are. After that is how the land preparation. After the land preparation, you want to see how do you process it. Most of the stones you see in Nigerian rice, this stone is not inherent in the rice. It's doing processing. Okay, it's doing processing. You see this stone gets inside. So if that can be tackled, if there is a better processing facility, and half of what they produce is lost due to they don't have the right equipment. After they produce, what of storage, what of marketing, right, what of publicity? Yeah, look, right, what makes Thailand rice popular is nothing but marketing.
Marketing and technology. Yeah, technology. They have the technology to make sure that the rice is in good shape from point 1 to point consumption.
Rice in Thailand is a national issue. The government actually goes about to make sure that the price is competitive. They actually sometimes subsidize. They buy from this farmer and they sell at the international market. Our government needs to look into all these things, because there is really a war price when it comes to rice, and it does common to every commodity product. We need to be competitive with our prices.
Okay. Yeah, that reminds me, the reason why we cannot stop importation completely now is because we have a lot of challenges, which you have mentioned some. What are the other challenges that rice farmers are facing that we cannot stop importation right away?
You see, the issue of stopping importation is debatable. It depends on which angle you want to look at it. Yes, there are challenges. One of the biggest challenge we still have in the rice industry is smuggling. Now, these guys come into our borders, especially from the Cotonou others. Now, one thing Nigeria needs to know is that these guys that they are smuggling in is of lesser quality than what we have here. No, it's a different thing if what we have is not as good as what they are bringing in. It's actually of lesser quality. Some of these guys have been stored over 10-15 years. They've lost all nutritional values. Yeah. So that is a very major issue, because it is as high-headed problem. So government needs to work hard to ensure that smugglers do not have access bringing rice into Nigeria. So that's one big issue the government needs to really work on.
Yes, another challenge certainly is assistance, loans, or grant, whatever you call it. Farmers, rice farmers certainly have that kind of problem. So how can they access loans, grants, and assistance so that we can have enough to begin to import as we want?
As I said before, the government in wisdom have done quite a lot, especially with the Anchor Buyers program. That's not the only avenue. There are so many avenues the government have put in place for rice farmers to be, and that is one of the things where this type of program should come. People really should know what they need to do to access this fund. Now, what majority of farmers have done is to come together in clusters, and through the association, the Rice Farmer Association of Nigeria, federal government has disbursed money. But you know, how sustainable this is, it's yet to be seen. Would government be willing to continue this in years to come? And that's why commercial banks need to come out with model that can entice the farmers. They need to come out with good products that people can easily buy inside, bearing in mind that majority of these farmers are smallholders farmers. That's so right. They need to move close to their niche, and I think NISCAL is doing quite a lot in that bit. Now, the teeming youth in Nigeria should understand that this is a multi-billion sector, and when we are talking about it's not just the production, the distribution is a lot of money. Okay. There are so many products people can make from rice. I went to, I think it was in Indonesia, Jakarta. Yeah, I saw rice wine made from rice.
Wine.
Yes.
Wine made out of rice.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes, and you have rice flour. There are so many products that rice can be made from, and of course the biggest one is the exporting of it. People should come now and say, even if I don't produce rice, even if I don't distribute rice, there are people willing to buy rice around us. How do I ensure, how do I position my company to be able to export to other parts of the world? You really don't have to produce rice to sell it. They are two different things. Right. So people must know there are so many value chains in rice that can be done. So and people should take good advantage of that.
Thank you very much. I can see that rice production is really lucrative in Nigeria if we can put the acts together, both the farmers and other stakeholders. We can certainly go places and begin to export in abundance rather than importing. Now, what is your final thought on this discussion so far?
Yes, thank you very much, Ruben. As I always say on this program, when you think agri, think business. Think how you can make money from this opportunity.
Not just producing and consuming.
Not just producing and consuming. And the average produce in Nigeria as of today, the average ton per hectare is about 6 to 7 tons per hectare. In Thailand, it's 12. It can be 15. Now, what our people need to do, there is always room for improvement. There is something you can add that change the status quo. You don't need to reinvent the wheel from the beginning. From that little part, what can you add that will make a difference? That is what we need our people to do. That is what I want the youth to take away from this program.
I've been speaking with Dr. Agricbusiness Olashinde, who is our in-house analyst. Thank you once again for coming on this program.
Welcome.
Certainly, you'll be back again. Sure. I know that. I've been speaking on rice production in Nigeria on this discussion segment. Back to Lillian to round off the program.
That was a very sound discussion there, anchored by Ruben Okala. I guess you were enlightened. Before we round off, did you know that the demand for food will increase by 70% by 2050? At least $80 billion annual investment will be needed to meet this demand. Well, it is on this note we want to call it a day on this week's edition of Agricbusiness Template, which I guess you really enjoyed. Let's do it again same time next week with another resounding edition. Until then, remember, for sponsorship, advert placement, feedback, and inquiry, you can contact us through the following. I must thank you for watching the program. I am Lillian Chidi, saying bye for now. Think Agric, think business.